Beautiful morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. My name is William Michael Forbes. I'm a spiritual medium, a channel, and an intuitive life coach. And today I have with me the energy of a group called the Ascended, who wanted to discuss why most people cannot use or develop their psychic abilities. And this is a common problem with humanity right now, but why most people can't be psychic, telepathic, be able to what's the term for it, where you astral project and astral travel or get intuition or ideas or new inspiration. And these are faculties that we all possess. We're all born with these faculties, they say. These faculties are commonly known as clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. Those are four of the psychic senses that we all naturally have. They said the reason that most people cannot develop them or use them is because they've never been trained. They're not even aware they have them. But they said almost everybody has some form of a psychic experience where you suddenly know something, you're thinking about and experience the energy of psychic capabilities that you have. You get gut feeling, intuition, hunches, inspiration, downloads. These are all psychic phenomena. Being able to read something. We have a student in our class who can very easily see something that he doesn't see in his immediate space, but he can know what it is. To be able to know something without any visible means of being able to know. These are all psychic abilities that we all possess. And what they were saying to me is that people do not have these abilities developed because they were not trained. They said from the moment you were born, you had all of your faculties available to you. You not only had 5 physical senses, but you also have 4 spiritual senses. One set of senses allows you to comprehend and apprehend the reality of the physical world. The other 4 senses allow you to comprehend and apprehend the reality of the invisible, or what your modern science calls the quantum world, where time and space are not bound by the modalities of matter, time and space. Your psychic abilities allow you to transcend time and space, which is why the number of psychics that you have on this planet are capable of perceiving future events before they come to pass, are able to travel through time in their consciousness. And these individuals were either born with these gifts extraordinarily developed already, or were in some way, shape, or form exposed to individuals that were able to articulate a practice whereby these individuals could develop these psychic senses. Now, the word psychic has many strange connotations to it, but let us simply say, rather than saying that you have psychic senses, you have spiritual senses, as that word may have less negative connotations to it than the word spiritual senses. Clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, and claircognizance. All of your masters that have come to this earth have expressed these potential gifts that you have. To see without eyes, to hear without ears, to know without immediate perceptual sense perception, things that most people cannot perceive. But without a proper function of education and training, it is not possible for you to know that you have these senses. Although you have them, they're within you, they are dormant with most humans. Most of your psychic senses are dormant and undeveloped because your environment did not provide you with training that would enable you to access and utilize those faculties. Your environment, your systems of education and learning loan themselves to predominantly having you focus on the external world, the world of smell and touch and taste and hearing. only upon the dimensions of physical perception. Most of your so-called educational systems loan themselves exclusively to this. There are numerous schools upon the face of your planet right now that do indeed have practices where you are brought into such things as meditation, where you learn to divest yourself of your attachment to the physical organism and its perception of the senses, so that you can activate, become conscious of these other faculties that you possess. This is not a flaw inherent in anybody that you cannot utilize your psychic senses or that they're not developed. This is not a flaw of your persona. This is not a flaw of your being. This is a flaw of your environment failing to provide you with the proper training in such things. Again, most of your environment has been based on the functions of survival. That is, most of you have spent many lifetimes trying to simply survive in the realm of the physical dimension, where without the use of these other psychic faculties, these spiritual senses, without the use of those, you are like operating through life with one arm tied behind your back, not knowing enough sufficiently other than what you have been taught to remember, see, hear, feel, and know from the physical perspective. The moment you begin to explore these inner senses, you begin to pay attention to them, they will begin to become active. Learning how to pay attention to those non-physical senses means you have to pull your attention from the physical world. The distraction and attentions that you have must be pulled away from the physical world so that the internal spiritual senses can begin to be developed. Without that process of development, it would be like leaving a baby on a carpet and not showing it how to walk, let alone roll over, or not teaching a child how to feed itself. You can understand the obvious outcome of such nonsense. And so the same thing remains true, that the vast majority of you have these dormant senses that have never found any opportunity to be effectively developed. Rather, they happen sporadically and spontaneously, much to your amazement when it does happen. Such things when you hear voices and you go, oh, I'm hearing voices. Or such things as you get an inspiration to call somebody and you call them and they say, I was just thinking about you. These phenomena are natural. Psychic, spiritual phenomena are natural. You have these senses that need to be developed, or you will continue to go through life struggling only with the 5 physical senses. You cannot solve your issues in the level of one mind. Your mind, your own personal mind, is restricted to the information and experiential data that you have stored in your body, whereas your soul has access to realms of information and experience beyond the physical realm. When you combine the physical realm with the non-physical realm of information, you go through life very differently than simply going through life only with your 5 physical senses. Now, there are those who have acquired great adaptability and adeptness in creating and utilizing their physical senses, but these individuals, the ones that you would call successful and well-being and well-off, have learned to use all of their faculties, whether they are conscious of it or not. Their intuitive capabilities, their ability to recognize, analyze, and measure things beyond what is perceivable to the immediacy of their senses facilitates them becoming very successful. Unknowingly, they utilize these other senses that they may or may not be conscious that they are utilizing. But for those of you that are seeking to develop and open up these senses, we encourage you to look for and engage yourself in practices that would allow you to activate or bring, as you say, online those senses that have not been used. But they will never cease to exist. They remain a part of your being. Your 5 spiritual senses are part of your being, where your 5 physical senses are part of your body. When the body ceases to function, you will not have those 5 physical senses for a period of time. When you have these spiritual senses developed, if the body ceases to function, your consciousness remains conscious and aware and alert and functional, because you're not wholly dependent upon the physical world for the experience of your existence, as your existence as a spiritual consciousness transcends matter, time, and space. You exist in two worlds all the time: the physical world and the non-physical world, the spiritual world, the material world. If you're only utilizing the capabilities you have in one, then you will deny the abilities of the other. It is better to cultivate the development of both sets of these senses so that you can go through life whole and complete and certain in your process of creation. Your existing educational systems force you to only think about the material world and the material world exclusively. In the realm of your sciences, there is exploration beyond the perceptible, that is, just beyond what you can perceive, but even still, your conventional sciences still must weigh and measure to validate something as being true or not true, but that applies only to the physical dimension. So the sciences that are exploring the invisible realms are still seeking to utilize informational data that will tell them and validate for them in the physical world what is not visible to them. But we say to you that in the process of learning how to develop your senses, there are simple functions of learning to step away from the world, to, to put your body and your mind in repose, to step away from the physical world, that you might be able to experience these other senses that you naturally have. It is not by fault or error that you have not developed these senses. You have simply not been exposed to mechanisms of education and training that would incline you to develop such things. Many of your existing governments have full branches that actively study in a very secular fashion ways in which to utilize these spiritual senses. Most of the authoritative mechanisms on this planet utilize mystical properties in order to control, manipulate, and comprehend events before they even happen, thusly giving themselves sway over your lives because they have at their disposal what you do not. It is why your existing educational system is structured such as it is, that you would not develop your spiritual senses and remain bound by the physical dimension exclusively, but only in perception. For in truth, you are not that body. You are not your thoughts. You are not simply a collection of informational data stored in your physical brain through the 5 physical senses. Begin now. And I can't think of any better way to begin. 5.5 years ago when all this stuff started happening to me, like I started picking up information and knowledge and connecting to guides and angels, including the ascended. Thank you. We were blessed with this download of courses. We were given these courses to teach people how to come to the process of activating your non-physical senses. That we all need to do that. We all need to get to a place where we activate our non-physical senses so that we're not dependent only upon what we see, hear, smell, touch, and taste. These are valuable for the physical dimension, but there are things going on in this world beyond what your ears can see, hear, or your eyes can see. So activating these inner senses becomes very, very important. Activating your inner senses becomes very, very, very important, especially now. Imagine being able to know your future or what you need to do or not do. Imagine being able to tune into something. So somebody asks you to go to a project and do something with them, and you can tune into your spiritual senses, and you might get, oh no, that's not a very good idea, or that's a very good idea. Your spiritual senses comprehend and apprehend events in a quantum level, not in a finite level like the physical dimension. Thank you so much for those gifts. I really appreciate it. Your consciousness is capable of far more than what your 5 physical senses are providing you with. Your 5 physical senses only provide you with information from this dimension. I invite you to go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and look at our Masterclass series. Our Masterclass 101, which again will probably be coming in November, it will teach you and introduce you how to begin the process of activating your spiritual senses. Your spiritual senses let you comprehend and apprehend the invisible world. Your physical senses only allow you to comprehend the visible world. And all of our almost all educational systems, even the work you do, most of the things in this world only involve using your physical senses. And so you go through life knowing there's more to your life than you're seeing or experiencing. You know this, right? We all know this, that there's something more to our lives than what I'm experiencing. I went through decades like that, knowing there was something more. And it wasn't until I had this awakening that I began to know what that is, began to get information from sources other than the world. And one of the first starting points they told us, 5.5 years ago, was that the key tool for beginning to activate your spiritual senses is meditation. The key tool for beginning to activate your spiritual senses is meditation. Meditation is putting your body and your mind into a state where they're not distracting you. They don't keep you bound in the physical world. So you basically put your body and you put your mind aside, so to speak. And in that process, we've been taught to do that, where you can begin to ask questions and get answers outside of what you've been taught to believe or know. I mean, you need to know this is true, that you have these other senses, gut feelings, hunches, and intuition, telekinesis, uh, telepathy. Think of how many times you've thought about somebody and they call you. Or you're looking at somebody down the street and you go, oh, that's a nice looking person. And they turn and they look at you. Think of how many times that's happened to you. You're thinking about somebody and they turn and they look at you. We have these other senses that allow us to be telepathic, that allow us to perceive realms of time and space beyond what our body and mind can perceive. Your body and mind can only perceive what's immediate to them. Your spiritual senses will allow you to venture out into other realms of experience and knowledge and wisdom. Every great invention, every new thing that's ever come into humanity came from the invisible world because somebody tuned into it. And most of your suffering can be alleviated when you begin to develop and activate your spiritual senses, from where you can get information, knowledge, and ideas that can give you solutions to problems that your personality can't give you. That is, when I say personality, I mean the constructed system of thinking that you've been given by the world that prevents you from looking outside of that constructed realm of thinking. You really need to come to a place where you activate these other senses so that you're not bound only by what your mind is telling you all the time, because your mind, again, is limited to what it's been programmed with by the environment. Your spiritual senses are wide open. They can tap into realms of information throughout infinity. You can go as far back or far forward in time as you need to. Now, in saying that, I want to see and be quite honest with you. I'm still developing my spiritual senses, and I'm still at a very basic stage. A lot of people, I've been told that I'm one of the best mediums they've ever experienced on the planet. And while that might be true, from my perspective, there's still a long way to go. There are other masters like Jesus, for example, or Buddha, right? Or Yogananda, Hermes Trismegistus, many ascended masters, Archangel Michael, Archangel Raphael, Archangel Gabriel. These beings have developed a far broader spectrum of perception with their physical senses than you or I have. But that process is an ongoing one. It doesn't have a beginning and an ending. It's a process where you engage in it. You need to start engaging and activating your spiritual senses. So you're not just depending upon life from the 5 physical senses, which are very limited to this physical dimension. Everything that's not of the physical dimension, you must step outside of what you know to experience. It's what creators do. It's what innovators and inventors do. They look outside of what they know and suddenly they get an idea, an image. Nikola Tesla did that repeatedly. He got information from a different state of consciousness that was not of this world. And every great inventor will tell you the same story. I got this idea. It came to me. Where did it come from? It came from the spiritual realm. And if you don't have spiritual senses developed, you cannot perceive the spiritual realm. It's that simple. And for North Americans, I would highly recommend you. I mean, there are other spiritual teachers in North America, Greg Braden, Joe Dispenza, Deepak Chopra, many spiritual teachers that have been awakening in North America. Greg Braden's another one. Bruce Lipton, Marianne Williamson, a lot of really awakened spiritual teachers who themselves are at various stages of developing their spiritual senses. You need to start sooner rather than later. And I encourage you to go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and look up Masterclass 101, which introduces you to connecting to your guides, your angels, ascended masters, other multidimensional beings. That realm of perception, in that course, you'll begin to go into practices and activities that begin to help you reactivate those dormant senses. And, you can check out the testimonial page on my website, and there's hundreds and hundreds of testimonials there of people who have been able to connect to their loved ones, their guides, their angels, who have been able to change their lives in radically positive ways because they began to activate this other realm of information that made their life more whole and complete, because you're not just dependent on what you've been taught to know. You can step outside of what you've been taught to know. And I'm honored and blessed because the Ascended Masters teach through me. They give lessons through me, and they give us practices and meditations to do every day throughout the Masterclass series. Now, Masterclass 101, the date hasn't been set, but it will likely be sometime in late October or early November from the looks of the existing schedule, as we have our Masterclass 103 scheduled around the 31st of August. Masterclass 103 will begin, which is a more advanced program we offer where people are going into the realm of creation. 103 is about creation. Masterclass 101 is about awakening yourself, awakening your senses. Masterclass 102 is about liberating yourself from being stuck in the structure of the personality. We're in our second week of that program right now. And Masterclass 103 has to do exclusively with creation. And Masterclass 104 is about transcendence. That's where you move your consciousness from being dependent upon the physical dimension to allowing your soul, your spirit, your divine awareness to operate and govern the functions of your mind, your body, and your environment. You did not come into this dimension to suffer. You came into this dimension to create. And I invite you to come and learn with us. Again, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out our classes. Sign up. Or if you want, you can book a one-on-one reading with me. You'll have a very fascinating experience with that too. But yeah, everybody, even the Ascended Masters, tell me they're at different stages of developing. We're all at different stages of developing our spiritual senses. Every single one of us is. Here's a great question. Diane saying, can you explain schizophrenia and how to help them? Now, keep in mind, I'm not a medical doctor and I'm not a medical intuitive, but I'm asking the question now and I'm receiving information about that question. What I'm being told, there are several layers that you must consider with regard to the condition that has been given what you call the label of schizophrenia. Generally speaking, the effects of such a condition can come from two primary sources. The first primary source is where your physical body is deficient in some way or means with vital elements that it needs to function. That is, your biological processes, your biological chemistry, your neurological system are deficient in some way with key elements that they need to function optimally. The other facet of schizophrenia is the ungoverned ability to be able to regulate and modulate information coming into an individual's spiritual senses. That is, there are realms of spectrums of consciousness, that which is very high in vibration, what we call the function of love, and very low in vibration, that we call the function of fear. One who does not know how to regulate or modulate their spiritual senses can get a vast amount of information that can be extremely confusing and frustrating, can resonate with frequencies of consciousness that can be good or not so good. But ultimately, what we found, if you have the condition of the former, well, then it is simply a matter of getting proper balance in your biological system of the essential ingredients that it needs to operate properly biochemically. In the latter, the thing you need to consider is a function of training the mind and body to be still, to be quiet. Even your spiritual senses are designed to follow your instruction. Just as your eyes can close when you tell them to close, Your ears can not listen if you tell them to not listen. As you can tell your body to relax, to be still, to be peaceful, you can instruct the body into a state of being. The same is true for the thinking mind, the flow of information that comes from these other dimensions. Many schizophrenics are highly telepathic and extremely sensitive. And if they do not understand how to train their awareness to be still, to slow information down, if they do not have the proper training, it can be very difficult. It can seem like an uncontrolled flow of information that can often sometimes be only moderated or modulated with chemical interventions, what you call your medications. But again, with the proper training, the individual can eventually instruct both mind and body to be subservient to their will, lovingly subservient, not through force, even though your medication process is a form of force, sometimes necessary. But when one is properly trained in how to direct the functions of the body, to direct the functions of the mind, direct the functions of their biology, that is, their mind and body are in a vibratory, healthy state. People who are highly psychic that have unhealthy bodies will often pick up unhealthy information. People that have unhealthy mental systems of information can resonate with unhealthy information. It is important to learn how to train your physical mind and your physical body to be still, quiet, and peaceful. There is a training. But do not ignore the importance of the elements of a proper biological system that is properly balanced with nutrition and vitality and exercise and well-being. But many of these individuals that you call schizophrenic are suffering more from imbalances of the body and poor training of their mind and body. Again, your existing educational systems focus primarily on keeping you directed outwardly and not inwardly, so very few of you have learned how to have any autonomy or authority over your own capabilities, your own minds, your own bodies, because it has been divested from you to the world by your existing systems. But quite simply, there is nothing wrong with them. It is simply a process of understanding how to regulate and modulate the process of information coming to the individual while maintaining a proper, healthy balance in the physiological and psychological systems. Wow, that was a great question. Thank you so much, Diane. But I'm being told to tell anybody who's been diagnosed with that, there's nothing wrong with you. You just simply haven't been trained. Hi, good morning, everybody. Thank you so much. Can I heal Tron by myself through training? Absolutely. Yes, you can heal the body through proper training. There are many schools, Reiki masters. There are some really wonderful Reiki masters on the planet right now. There's some wonderful Qigong masters on the planet that are extremely adept at shifting biological and psychological and emotional energy systems, right? But yeah, you can. You certainly can. You have the capability. I've become the bouncer of my mind in my sobriety journey. Yeah, that's true. You have to literally train your mind and train your body. But remember, most of what's happening in the world is keeping you outwardly focused. They keep you in fear. They keep you in this, and most of your attention's outwardly directed, and that leaves a part of you empty inside because you do have this spiritual side to you. And if your spiritual side is ignored and negated, you will suffer. Just as if you ignore the body, if you ignore giving the body the right food, the right exercise, the right activity, it will suffer. If you ignore your spiritual nature, you will suffer, mostly psychically. Schizophrenics suffer because they are psychically not trained, and that just runs on by itself. There's no training in place there. And that doesn't mean they're good or bad, it just means they weren't trained. This world and the systems of government and the systems of education in this world primarily focus on teaching you to be the way that somebody else wants you to be, which is often not in alignment with who you really are, right? Sweet Fairy Fish is asking, or Sweet Fairy-ish, any messages on the international trip that I'm planning for mid-October, please? I'm grounding with Mother Earth to heal my anxiety, and my thyroid levels are improving. Congratulations. So you're obviously been staying with the grounding. It's really helpful. I'm being told that you might want to add about 6 to 10 drops of iodine to your drink, to your water a day. Do 6 to 10 drops of iodine a day. That'll really help to add that to it. You're going to have a wonderful trip. Yeah, I'm being told to tell you to feel the joy, to embody the joy of your trip in your heart before you go, to go into the joy of your trip before you go. Go into the joy of your trip before you go. That's really cool. Oh yeah, somebody's here saying that's another service I offer. Your own personalized meditation is also available on William's website. I highly, highly recommend it. Yes, so I have a service that they told me to provide. It's a customized meditation. So if you got a particular problem that you're going on in your life, we can design with your guides and my guides, we can design a guided meditation for you specifically that will enable you to shift through that process you're in right now. Listen, you can heal so much so simply when you have the right tools at your disposal. You can. Right now, yes, I will. So I'm also being told to tell people, remember, much of the food that you're being given is not good for you. Much of what you're told to eat and drink is not good for you. And all of the things that cause harm to your body will further degrade your capacity to develop these spiritual senses that you have. Yes, thank you. Anyway, the guided meditation process is going to be unique and very intimate to you and your situation. But I'll tell you, when you go through that process, it's going to change things for you significantly. So be prepared for that. Again, you go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and check out the customized guided meditation. Thank you so much, JJ. Yes, I was just thinking about that this morning. In fact, I sent you an email, follow-up email on that. Yesterday, I had an energy with me all day. Who was that? I'm getting it was your grandmother, Drusilla. I'm getting that it was your grandmother. Sophia as asking, any tips on allergy attacks? Oh, yes, of course. So what you want to do, the substance or the thing that's causing you the allergy right now, okay? The substance or the substance that's causing your body to have an allergic reaction. Get close to it and feel your, like right now, do this right now, Sophia. Feel all the sensations that are connected to your allergy and be also aware of the thing that triggers it. That is, maybe it's cat or dog hair, or it's maybe a peanut oil or something, but bring your attention to both of them right now, both the sensations and that which causes it or stimulates it. And allow your awareness to embrace both. Allow your awareness to embrace both the physical sensations as they are, the runny nose, the itchy eyes, whatever your sensations are. Embrace them and then sense the thing that triggers that allergic reaction, whether it's grass or ragweed or whatever it is. But sense both the physical symptoms and that which causes it. And then turn to both. Just put your hand on your heart and to both the symptoms and the thing that you think causes the system. Simply say, no matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. And just repeat that slowly, slowly, slowly. No matter how you feel, I'm willing to love you. And just stay in the energy of those words. And then go, the second part of that is, no matter what you think or feel or believe about me, I love you. Very simple. One of the things I love about my guides and angels, all of the ideas they give to me that they impart to our students is simple. It's not complex. It's not a long, involved process. Something simple like just feeling your symptoms and saying, I love you anyway. I'll take care of you. I love you. And then watching what happens to the symptoms. Do that right now, Sophie, and share in the comment section how your symptoms react or respond. Diane saying, very interesting about schizophrenia. I've always wondered what they were going through. Important info. Yeah. So schizophrenics are like high-level empaths. High-level empaths who they just pick up other people's thoughts, memories, emotions, and all these different realms of information, and they've got no way to regulate it because they haven't been trained. They haven't been taught how to focus. Right? And it doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. It just means they haven't been taught. Right? Oh, Lauren, let's get that sorted. Well, Lauren, Lauren, would you send me an email? Send me an email today, Lauren, and let's make certain that you get invited to, because I've done a special event for my patrons, because I realize people have been sending me questions through the Patreon mail system, and it's very inefficient. So I've requested all my patrons to send their monthly question to my personal email, and you've all gotten that today. And to kind of make up for that oversight on my part, I'm inviting all my patrons to our Tier 2 event on the 21st of this month on Patreon. Again, all my patrons will receive the link for that in a couple of weeks. When we get close to the 21st, you'll receive a link to the event. And again, I want to say thank you for supporting me, patrons. And for those of you that I didn't get to your questions, please, will have received an email last night with the email address to use to connect with me with your monthly question for this month. And I would request that you use that email to provide your monthly question to me. Thank you so much again, guys. I really appreciate the support. Question, Lauren's asking, my son bought redwood saplings, 1 to 3 feet. May I have a message from them, as I really love them? Their love for you, I'm just getting like the image of like big giant red hearts that are expanding and contracting, like they're jumping up and down. And I'm getting that coming from them. That's the energy, is like this, like, you know how people draw the heart? Well, you see them on the screen, the hearts, like the regular red heart, like Valentine's heart. Well, it's like that, but it's expanding and contracting, very like a little kid jumping up and down, but it's expanding, like really excited. So they're very excited that they're going to be able to be a part of your life. It's really wonderful. Redwood saplings, that's beautiful. Wonderful. Hi guys. Good morning, TikTok too. Yes, you can heal. You can heal people. We can all heal other people, but you have to have the right training. Hello, Amanda. How do you explain about people who are bad? Well, this is a great question. Remember, God gave us free will to use, abuse, or misuse as we see fit. And there are some people that get a lot of pleasure out of causing people pain, just like there's a lot of people, governments, governments that get a lot of pleasure out of taking your money, right? So there's lots of people that get benefit from other people suffering. And there's lots more people that get benefit from people being happy, right? That's just what happens in a system of free will, right? But they'll learn. I'm being told that you can go to the dark side, but you'll be forced back to light eventually. Hi, William. It's my birthday today. Any message from my guides? Happy birthday, Iris. I'm I'm being told to tell you, you need to give yourself the gift of a chiropractic treatment. That's what they're telling me to tell you. Give yourself the gift of a chiropractic treatment today. Like, really, they're telling me you need your spine. Your whole spine needs to be realigned. That's what they're telling me. But give yourself the gift of a chiropractic treatment. That'd be really helpful for you. Sophia says, I'm not afraid of the attacks now. Again, that helps so much. I'm glad the fear's gone. Somebody saying, I spent 3 days at the beach grounding like you told us. Wonderful. Tell me how that was, please. Thank you. Use the force and be kind to yourselves. Have to go to work. Yeah, use the force is very true. There is a force. It's beating your heart right now. A blessed and beautiful day to you too. Hi, guys. Yes, we're in the Q&A section of our day. Hi. Good morning, Patty. Any messages from my angels, please? I'm being told that you're not putting the proper type of salt in your body, Patty. You need to put the proper type of salt in your body. They're saying it's not so much about the pure salt, it's about the types of foods you eat that will give you natural, they're saying natural sodium, natural salt that comes from certain foods that you will eat that possess that type of salt that your body needs at this time to get proper equilibrium. Yes. Yeah. Well, start growing your own food, people. Drusilla's saying somebody's discovering that some of the food that are being produced have some of the elements that were discovered in the jabbity jabs. But again, learn to grow your own food. Learn to grow your own food. We've been eating our own zucchini and our own tomatoes, and there's nothing better than natural, healthy, living food that you've nurtured. Hello, Amanda. Good to see you. I would love a message from the Ascended. Feel I lifted the unease I had last week. I'm not certain the question's phrased in a funny way, but again, even something as simple as a smile upon your face can change the grace that you have. Something as simple as a smile upon your face can change the grace. Wow, I like that. Something as simple as a smile on your face can change the grace. I love that. Oh, we're all, hang on, here we go. Thank you for following me. I don't know, is it just me? Has anybody else on TikTok noticed that I get, sometimes 20 or 30 followers in a single show, and yet my followers count doesn't seem to change too much. Very unusual. But give me a follow if you're on TikTok. If you're on YouTube, go over to my TikTok channel, give me a follow there. I'm almost at 10,000. Got another 100 more people, and is it 100 more? I got to check that. But I think we're close to 10,000 or 9,000 followers on TikTok. Hi. I always have been studying that schizophrenia people are actually psychic. Yes, they are. That's the whole point. They're extremely psychic, but there's no training in our conventional educational systems to teach individuals, souls, how to manage all that information properly. Right? What the Ascendant said earlier about meditation is an essential element in being able to regulate your psychic, your spiritual senses. Excuse me, pardon me. Oh. How can I help my friend going through a difficult time? Get them to book a reading with me. If you want to help them, book a reading. Give them a gift. Book a reading for them. Book a half-hour reading with me for them. Do that. Go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and book a half-hour reading for them. Their life will be completely changed after that. There'll be a completely different world open up for them. I can tell you that much. It happens every time people come for a reading with me. Their minds are blown. They're in a completely different space or place about themselves and about the world around them than they ever were before. It's just a natural thing that happens. See it all the time. Oh, hi, Bridget. Good to see you here, too. Some of the TikTok followers are bots, so you may not notice as they fall off your account. Oh, okay. Oh, bother. My sister, well, I have a good friend on TikTok who's at like 250,000 followers now, and she was at 6,000 or 7,000 when I first met her. Question. There are many beings without souls walking the earth. What is their fate? Everyone has a soul. The soul may be not a high vibrational soul or a high vibrational soul. It can be a soul living in fear or a soul living in love or somewhere in between. But every physical being on this planet, including animals, has a soul. That soul is at a different level of perception than others. So your perception of them not having a soul, I know what you mean, like people who are mass murderers, they have a soul, but their soul is a low vibrational soul, right? It's at a very different level. Everyone has a soul. Hi, Max. Good to see you again, brother. May I have a message from my higher self? Oh, yes. Yes. You are very close to the center of the lotus, and I am waiting for you there. You are very close to the center of the lotus, and I'm waiting for you there. Wow, my hair is standing up on end, Max. Thank you for that question. Wow, your higher self has a real beautiful energy to it. Yeah, thank you so much for that. That was really incredible. Yeah, yeah. Wow. Oh, thank you for the virtual hugs. Thank you. Not sure how to support him. Hoping to get guidance. I'm not sure. Yeah, yeah, do that. Sorry, I have missed my answer. My family is divided right now. Will it ever be resolved? Hi, Cheryl. I'm being told to tell you, yes, it will be resolved. What you need to do is hold your attention on the love that the family has. Keep your attention that you all rest in love. Make that your, whenever you think about your family, think these words: we are restored to love. In your own mind, like think those words right now. Watch what you feel inside. We are restored to love. We are restored to love. Let that be your only thought about your family. We are restored to love. That thought, I'm being told to tell you that that thought, we are restored to love, will set in motion events and circumstances to bring about that result. But that needs to be, if you want to really heal the system, that's the part you can play right now. We are restored to love. Do that right now and leave a comment in the comment section about what you felt inside when you focused on that idea. We are restored to love. We meaning your whole family. Okay, so you're doing that for your family right now. Do that right now. You'll feel the difference. Uh, wow, that's beautiful, Max. Thank you so much. Oh, that's a funny duck on my head. I love that. Never seen that before. That's really beautiful. Thank you so much for that. Um, uh, I spend many hours on my porch meditating. It feels so wonderful. I see the world so differently now. That's wonderful. I'm being told to tell you it will soon be time to share your wonder with others. Let them be aware of the practice that you have developed. Introduce them to the wonder of your gift. Introduce them to the wonder of your gift. Wow. Uh, I'm paraphrasing, or I'm translating what that means to really introduce the process of meditation that makes you feel so wonderful, to share that with other people. Right? That's wonderful. Um, can I give you advice on just living? Yes. You don't want to live. You want to just live. You want to thrive, and you need to teach your mind and body to be quiet, calm, and peaceful. Because all of the stuff that's in your mind right now, thank you, all of the stuff that's in your mind right now is what's making you feel the way you're feeling. And you have to teach your mind and teach your body to be still and quiet. Again, I would encourage you, to sign up for our master classes and go through a process where you will learn to take back the authority you're supposed to have over your mind and body. And a lot of people are miserable and unhappy because they've given authority to their thoughts, their feelings, and their actions to the world, to what you've been told to think, feel, or believe. Most people are behaving the way they're behaving, not because they want to, but because they've been conditioned and trained to be that way. You need to take back the authority. You are a beautiful soul. I mean, every soul is beautiful in its own right. But there's so much you have not discovered about who you are because you're so distracted by your mind and your body, not because you want to be, but because nobody's taught you how to have authority over them. Take a slow, deep breath. And as you exhale, just tell your body, relax. Tell your mind, be still. Give yourself some peace. When you get your mind and body quiet, you'll begin to feel peace. When you begin to feel peace, that's when you'll start to get some clarity and you'll start to get some inspiration, right? Wow, William, every time I come here, a message that you have for someone else, it also applies to me. Wow, that's very true, Max. We are all, there's just one of us here. Um, Someone's saying, okay, the person who did that thing where, yes, we are restored to love. And she says, I feel joy. And that's exact. So that joy, when you make a statement like, we are, for your family, we are restored to love. Not only do you set that vibration in motion, but you transmit that vibration to them. And just stay in that energy for a few days. We are restored to love. Stay in it. Stay in that energy, because that energy is going to produce the manifestation of that condition. You'll start to see things happening, experience interactions with your family members that has been different than before, because that's the energy that you're creating now. Congratulations. I'm really glad you've activated the joy of love for your family. It's beautiful. Thank you so much for coming here to bring that out for everybody else, because there's others here that need to hear that as well. Thank you for the relaxed goose. Who sent that anyway? Amanda. Thank you, Amanda. Thank you for that corgi who farted hearts. Thank you so much. Will my 14-year-old daughter find her path? She does not align with school at all. School is messed up. For a large number of people, school should be the real world, should be learning from your mom and your dad. School shouldn't be sitting at a desk for 8 hours. School should be watching the birds and the bees. School needs to be interacting with your brothers and sisters. School needs to be doing things creatively, helping your community. School, humans need to be the school. Reading, writing, arithmetic are not for everybody. Some people need reading, writing, arithmetic. Some people are artists and don't need reading, writing, arithmetic. Some people are performers. Some people are healers and don't need school. They need to learn how to heal. The conventional educational system divests a lot of people of their spiritual awareness, right? But your daughter needs to be exposed. Yes, let me tell her just a moment. Sorry, I got a bunch of voices coming at me right all at the same time. Your daughter needs to learn how to meditate, how to quiet her mind, because she's got all this stuff they're stuffing in her head, as most kids. A lot of young people are messed up now, not because they want to be, but because they're taken away from themselves. The world pulls you away from yourself from the moment you come into it. Listen to this and listen to that. Pay attention to this. Look at this sound, this smell, this touch, this, and it can make some people batshit crazy. You need to learn how to quiet your mind. She needs to learn. Yes, the artist that she is will begin to thrive when she gets this process of teaching her mind and body to be quiet. The artist in her will begin to thrive. Tell her that. Tell her those words. The artist in you will begin to thrive when you teach your mind and body how to be quiet. Wow, I like that. Oh, Max, that is so wonderful. I will bring back the Yogananda style schools. Congratulations. What a blessing. Yeah, Yogananda has been very strong with me these last 6 months. So happy to hear that. I get great joy. I'm getting this whole feeling coming through my body. Yes, it shall be yours to do. You'll be getting a new name soon, Max. Someone says, Bridget saying, I practiced telepathy with the deer on my trip to Texas, and it was so magical. They weren't scared of me and were coming up to me. Yeah. Animals are very telepathic. They feel emotional energy. Hi there. Thank you for that. We're over 10,000 likes on TikTok. I have no idea what the likes do or what they mean, but it certainly means that some of you are enjoying what you're hearing. I've moved off grid to become self-sustainable. Will my partnership be coming soon? I'm being told you have to extend an invitation. Literally, I'm being told put out an invitation for your partner, but be very clear about what you're inviting. But it's time to put out an actual invitation through social media, through other mechanisms. Put out an actual invitation, because there are many people now that want to go off grid, that want to learn to live naturally. And being off grid doesn't mean you have to be without electricity. There's ways of getting electricity and not being part of the grid, right? Yeah. Yeah, Max, Swami Maxananda. That's really good, Max. I like that. Yeah. Question from Katrina. Hey, William, can I please get a message around my current move to Port Moody? This might sound funny to you, but I'm being told to tell you to bring the right mood with you there, to bring your joy and your bliss with you there. Do not view this as an escape. View this as a liberation. View this as a liberation, not an escape. Very important. You make that clarity of distinction of this process in your consciousness. Well, I like that. Hi, thank you so much. Does my Uncle Daniel have any messages. Um, I'm being shown a big straw hat. I'm being shown a big straw hat. I'm just tuning in. And a big straw hat and a cornfield. And I'm seeing um, like the blue jeans with the, I think they call them dungarees. I don't know what but the big blue jeans and a checkered shirt and and a stalk, like a wheat stem coming out of the mouth. I'm not seeing much definition to the face, but I'm getting brown, like something about brown, and the cat, and just walking through this field, like it's like a field of corn, just going through. Enjoy the outdoors. Enjoy the life. Enjoy the life. Enjoy the life. Wow. Thank you. Hi. Hi there. Hello. Patty's asking any message from Nick. The first words I'm getting is don't do it. Don't do it. That's what I'm being told to tell you. Don't do it. Whatever that might be. Can I have a message about my business? I have a very important deal coming. It's important that you not place too much importance on the meeting. Rather, place importance on the joy of your work. Place importance on the joy of your work, not on the meeting. The meeting will be determined by the vibration of your joy and the outcome also. Wow, that's really cool. I like that. Hi there, guys. Good to see you. I've been seeing 22 lately. Can you ask my guides why? I'm being told you're about to meet a match for you. I'm being told you're going to meet a match. You're going to meet a match. I don't know what that means. No, it's a connection with another person. And this is related to a project, but you're going to meet a match for this project that's unfolding for you right now. Yep, I got it. Thank you for the roses. Appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you. William, do you think I will meet my guru before I come back to America in the next few months, if I go back at all? I'm being told to tell you you are meeting the guru. You are meeting the guru. It's not to be, it is being. You are meeting the guru. What we said to you about how close you are to the middle of the lotus, you will understand now. Yes. Hi. Yes. You're very welcome, Curly. Oh, you're very welcome, Red One. Have a wonderful day too, Lauren. Well, I want to say thank you to everybody. It's been quite a wonderful day. I'll look forward to seeing you guys on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts for Your Soul. And again, for those of you that are struggling with personal, mental, emotional, or spiritual issues, go to my website, williammichaelforbes.com, and book a reading with me. I offer half-hour and 1-hour readings that are literally life-changing. If you want some evidence to that, check out the testimonial pages on my website. Thank you for the cowboy hat there. Check out the testimonials on my website and hear what other people have experienced in the classes, the courses, in readings. Please understand that your life does not have to depend upon what's going to happen around you. It mostly depends on what's happening within you. And when you can get from your guides and angels the necessary information to improve and change your life, it's priceless. It really, really is. Oh, what do we got going on here? Oh, yes. I'm going to do this slider thing here. Have a wonderful day. You too. Oh, you're very welcome. Yeah, I love the Ascended. They're really cool people. Thank you so much. Well, guys, have a great day. I'll look forward to seeing you on the Wednesday edition of Shortcuts to Your Soul. Remember, patrons, you're all invited to the Tier 2 event to correct my oversight on the 21st. So all my patrons will receive the invitation to the 21st of this month at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in about a week and a half's time. To my students that are in the 102 Masterclass, I will see you guys at 4 p.m. today. I'm excited. I have no idea what's going to happen until we get there. Much love, everybody. Bye for now.